Hi guys, I'm recording this directly after watching the second leg, and I just want to say, wow, what a game. 7 goals, 13 across both legs. We've been absolutely blessed. It was one of the best games I've watched in a long time. I think it's arguably, maybe even probably, the greatest Champions League semifinal across both legs that I have ever seen and that perhaps has ever existed. So I think if you're an Inter Milan fan, you can go home and you can say, congratulations. I think you guys really deserved this win. You fought for it. You guys were far more clinical in Barcelona's half. You were very defensive. You stuck to your game plan, and you really pushed through with it. Whereas Barcelona, on the other hand, really just created so many chances, but could not finish. I mean, we saw Lamine Yamal get so close so many times. We saw so many chances coming in from the fullbacks, from Pedri, from De Jong, and they just really looked like they couldn't finish the game. Inter Milan looked like they wanted it more, and I think the result at the end of the day was pretty fair. Now, I think the big question for me after the game, if you are a Barcelona fan, is this now a failed season? Losing this Champions League game, I think before the season, if you had asked, you're getting to the Champions League semifinals, although you're losing, you are in a position to likely win the league. You've won the Copa del Rey. It's incredible. I think the majority of Barcelona fans would take this, would have been happy with it for the season. But now you're looking at it, and I think a lot of people are looking at Barcelona and thinking before this game, I think this is the best team in the world. I think they play an incredible, fluid, attacking football. I think they have incredible players who are able to create a wide amount of chances in a wide variety of ways. And so to now look at this game, to lose this semifinal, not even give yourself a chance to continue that Hansi Flick unbeaten in finals record, I think if you're a Barcelona fan, you look at this and you're immensely disappointed. You look at this season and you're saying, I don't think we've achieved what we could have, what we maybe should have. I wanted to achieve more, and I think we deserve to. So Inter Milan fans, congratulations for, I guess, shutting that down. Incredible. Now, on to the actual game itself. I said this yesterday. I said Koundé and Balde being out would kill the game, make it so much harder for Barcelona to win, even though I did think that they would eventually go through. And I think that definitely rang true today. I think although Martin was incredible, I think he had 2 assists. He probably should have had 3 with that Eric Garcia miss, although it was an incredible save from Sommer. You could really see the lack of fullbacks in the build-up. I think on that right side, Lamine Yamal looked a lot more isolated. They didn't really have Koundé to back him up to create any sort of link-up play, to cut back for a cross. And on the left side, I think what Balde offered, that driving forward force, taking it to the line and putting in a quick cross, was really absent. You saw a lot of chances that maybe could have been created that way, not being able to be put into the box by Eric Garcia and Martin. And so while I will say Martin, I do think that you had an incredible game. Overall, if Barcelona have Koundé and Balde in this game, I think they win it. Now, I said yesterday that I think that Inter Milan would have had a game plan in. Lamine Yamal looked like he was the best player in the world last week. This week, what are they going to do? They need to stop it. And I think Bastoni, he must have spent like hours upon hours watching Lamine Yamal footage, because I think he genuinely did do an incredible job today of shutting him down as well as anyone in the world could have. Obviously, Lamine Yamal still created an incredible amount of chances. He was incredibly close to scoring. I don't know how he didn't. But Bastoni really looked like he was reading and interpreting what Lamine Yamal was going to do. We saw sometimes on those cutbacks, Bastoni would step early or prevent him from going down the line. And so I think Inter Milan actually did do a fairly good job of keeping Lamine Yamal keeping his talent, keeping his explosiveness and his flair to a minimum in this game. Now, I think he was, as I said, really unlucky not to score. And I think a lot of that does come down to Jan Sommer. We saw, I mean, those two incredible saves. He had that shot that looked like it was going top corner. And then later on, as I was watching it live, the second shot, I was shocked. I thought that the ball was going in. And it was only on the replay that we realized Sommer had just the tiniest touch of the ball. It was really incredible. I think if you're looking at this game, it's hard to not look at Jan Sommer, the saves that he had over the course of the game, and say, wow, this guy has been Inter Milan's best player in this game. I think if you look at the FootMob rating for the match, he got like an 8.2, which as a goalkeeper to concede 3 goals and still get an 8.2 is absolutely ridiculous. It's incredible work from him. Now, Inter Milan's other star player, I think, across both legs, Denzel Dumfries. Wow, 5 goals or assists across both games. That is absolutely insane, especially for a right wing back to achieve. The 2 assists today, he looked like an absolute beast. I mean, I remember in the beginning of the game, he was driving down, he's pushing off Martin. He really created a lot for Inter Milan, a lot of chances, a lot of force. He was just a strong guy. He was strong defensively as well, not really letting that much build up, come up off that left side, really forcing it onto the right side where Barcelona had Lamine Yamal. And so incredible from him, and again, incredible from Sommer. Now, I also want to give a shout out to the ref of this game. I think he did an incredible job, although he made a couple of mistakes with, letting the game or not letting the game go on at the end of that first half of stoppage time when it looked like Inter Milan had broken through Barcelona's high line. Overall, he really, I think, allowed the game to be played in a controlled yet really physical way. We saw Dumfries pushing over Martinez, as I said earlier. We saw a lot of fight between Thuram and the Barcelona center backs. We saw DiMarco being pulled back and the game being allowed to play on for periods of time. And so for the referee of this game, I think he actually contributed a great part to letting this game be as physical and contested, it not devolving into a scrap fest and just a kick fight. I think he did an incredible job overall of helping this game be as enjoyable as possible for us. So thank you for that. And I mean, if tomorrow's game is really anywhere half as good as, say, even a quarter as good as the game today, I think everybody watching at home will be happy, will be delighted at watching the game. We know PSG can play a really attractive brand of attacking football. And Arsenal do have some star talents with Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka who can produce moments that are incredible to watch as well. But I think everyone knows watching at home that we're not going to get that beautiful football that we saw from Barcelona and Inter Milan today. I think so. Overall, we were incredibly lucky. I'm grateful to be able to see it. I hope you guys were as well. I'd be curious to know in the comments below if you guys disagree. You think that Barcelona's season's not a failure? You think they go on and win the league? They beat Barcelona, or they beat Real Madrid 4 times this season on Sunday. That would make this a success for them. They have obviously a lot to build on. They've grown a great amount of young talent this season under Hansi Flick. So, I mean, do they have potential? Yes. In my opinion, as I said, is this now a failed season for Barcelona? Yes. Inter Milan's situation is also interesting. Now, I mean, I think they're trying to prove that the team that they were a couple of years ago when they faced Man City in the final, they're that team and they're better. I think they've grown. They've done an incredible job. So to get to the Champions League final for them, even if it's uncertain whether or not they're going to be able to come back and win in the Serie A, to get to the Champions League final for them is an incredible feat. So again, congratulations to all Inter Milan fans. And so with that, I think, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe if you want more. And let me know down in the comments your appreciation for the game. If you think that Barcelona maybe deserved to go through, maybe didn't, and just any overall thoughts on the game.